Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in Gelderland. I sold them all back and I now have just under 18,000. Apparently, if you want to make 18,000 euros farming chickens, then you need to start off with approximately 250,000. But then that's not something that anybody didn't know. That's old news, that is. I think this is the one that I was using previously for the wheat. Grain mill BR. Grain mill. Right, grain mill BR. I don't know what BR stands for, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. I think this is the BR. So I'm going to overload the wheat into there. See, that one lets me unload. Right in there, and then we've got wheat, and it's already activated, so that one's already started to make flour right in there. That's absolutely fantastic. I like that. That's good. So we've at least got one thing going in our favour. That chicken pen over there, let's get rid of that one. 120,000. I did lose a little bit of money on that little enterprise there, didn't I? Oh, well. It's only a small amount. What's 120,000 between friends, eh? This one here holds 650 chickens. You've also got to put water into it, but it's a Stevie one. I'm curious what Stevie has gone and done to this one. So I'm going to plonk it down, and I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation with that one. Now, that one has now all unloaded into there. The wheat, well, the flour that we get from it is currently just going to spawn out there. I'm not going to change that. The grain over here for this one. Let's go. Right, we can get 650 chickens in this one. So I could go and buy all of the chickens in here without too much difficulty. That's going to be a fairly easy thing to go and do. 650 chickens are now comfortably ensconced inside this chicken house right here. And I'll see what happens with the pallet spawning out there. In the meantime, I'm going to go over to this one and take a look. We've got a little bit over there that we didn't quite clean up right. The rest of this field is coming along very, very nicely. I quite like this. So we've got a little bit of straw that we're going to want to go and gather up. 2 lots of straw now soon. But this one, I think, doesn't actually... Canola is... Oh, right. The canola's come ripe now, but it will wilt at the end of the day today, so I do actually have to finish harvesting that before I can do anything else. I can go to this one. I got 22,000, which is enough just to get a little bit of food for the Stevie pen over there, and then our chickens will start producing some eggs, and that's just another little experiment thing that we're doing. We can see what happens with them. So wheat, let's start buying that. Okay, there's 30,000 litres of wheat right there. I'm not going to get any more than that, because we'll end up chucking it away, won't we? So let's run you down this way. 650 chickens. It's not too bad. Right, and I bring you over here. Like that. Start overloading. And that's now full, because it only takes 10,000 litres in there anyway. Right. So you should now be able to start producing some eggs. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. It takes a little while for the health of the animals to come up to egg-producing capacity. So they're on 10% at the moment. Well, actually, I don't know. Do they produce eggs regardless of the capacity? Let's go around here. Right, well, they're producing eggs. That one is 114. Yeah, I got a feeling that is not going to be the extra capacity thing. That's just not working, is it? 40%. That's going to go on up to 50% at 4 o'clock. There we go. And that isn't going to change. Right. That's not quite what I was after on there. Let me go to you. What have we got left? Alright, we'll let that one carry on there for a bit. This one over here, I'm going to take over and we're going to start picking up some straw. We don't have to get all of the straw today. Like, that's not an essential thing for us to do, but obviously it would be nice if we could clear the fields. I'm going to run in round here. And I'm going to start gathering up all of this straw from the canola that we've just harvested. So it's a bit of a mess of this stuff everywhere. But I think we're going to be alright. We'll run up through here, and then I will... Actually, I'm going to go right the way around the outside edge of the field. I really like this. Possibly I might make this a little bit wider, but I don't think I really need to. I think we're able to manage a decent capacity here. I've got all of the straw from the big field down the bottom, plus all of this here as well now. The little bits, like everything. We're able to tidy everything up really nicely on this. I like this. This is awesome. Come up through there. I got a little bit out on the side up there. Like it goes right out to the very edge of the field up there. We shouldn't have any issues picking that up either. We're going to end up with over 1 million litres of straw from all of these. And we can take them back and we can dump them into... actually, I'll fill up the feed mixer Madoodah thingy that we've got for making the mixed feed, the mixed forage thing for the cows. We'll make sure that one's all topped up with straw. And then once that one's topped up, we'll also go through there. Helper E, worker E has completed their task. The combining's finished. Once we've topped up the straw in that thing, then we can dump all the rest of the straw straight into the cows. It's probably the best way to go about doing that, I think. Let me bring you over this way. Look at all of this. I love it. Massive, great big quantities going in. I could possibly make this one a bit... Well, there's no possibly about it. I could. It would be fairly easy to make this wider still so that we take 5 widths of straw rather than just 3. Because 3... I mean, it is good that we can pick up this much straw all in one go, but, I mean, quite frankly, there's room for improvement, isn't there? I mean, I don't think I'm ever actually going to get tired of this thing whizzing along the fields like this and able to pick up this amount of straw, but... Yeah, I still think that maybe we could improve things a little bit and we could do just a bit more. So I might make a tiny, tiny little bit of an adjustment on this one. Just add a little bit extra to it so that we've got another... Just a smidgen wider. There's other things that I want to do that too as well. Like I've developed a taste for it now. Let me get across here. So if we go... carefully across the ditch right there, like that, and I'll actually drive in through the gateway on this one just because I don't want to be too predictable. And then we can go on round this field as well. I don't actually need to gather all of this straw up today. We can skip forward another night and we can move on to September. I'll go around the outside a minute and gather up a bit more of this. Well, I was going to, but I forgot. We've got a little bit here that we missed, so I'm going to shut that one off a second. I'm going to get the combine. Now I got the combine. We can just get that little tiny bit there, and then that is everything all gathered up. I already took the... Now I'm spreading more straw everywhere. I already took the lorry back, so we'll run this one back like this. We'll go in through here. Okay, I didn't actually expect it to do it quite like that. It's a completely legitimate way of getting back to our farm by sort of scrambling in across over here. The beehives do actually look like they're now producing the honey. It just does so a little bit more slowly than you can achieve if you everything goes flat out. So I've got canola here. I think I want to put all of the canola straight in there, but I'm not 100% certain at the moment. So I'm just going to hold on to it for 1 second. And I'm going to... Well, the chickens there are full. What about these chickens over here? What's going to happen if I skip the night? Well, I skipped the night. It does look like... Yeah, see, this whole structure right here is not going to be what I want either. It's a bit of a shame. That one is now completely full. I don't know why I'm getting a double line of pallets right here. This seems a little bit peculiar. I don't really know what's going on with that. I don't mind having a double line of pallets. That's perfectly acceptable by my standards. I think what it is they're slightly too far apart. So I'm wondering if I was to move them further apart, whether I'd have a double line of pallets all the way down through, which might be something that I could play around with. Huh. Now, there's an interesting possibility. I could double up the capacity on that. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm getting sidetracked here. There's extra possibilities of things that I can do there. That could be... There's interesting things. The game is afoot. There's interesting things going on. I need to gather up this straw. Right. It has been an interesting week. I have been pulling my hair out over this game, and I have been making some adjustments, and I have been having some successes as well. So I've been incredibly frustrated and raging, and also rather pleased. So I've now reached a point where I'm fairly pleased, although I did just have a small update to the game so that I could add in a brand new bit, which I'm just going to try and find here. Aha, balers. And if we scroll down through here, we now have the Gavile pack. And so I've got that there's a round baler there, and then this baler here is, it says it's combo baler. It doesn't look like it has a preloading chamber on it, but it does have the wrapper incorporated into the back, so it doesn't look like the Vicon fast bale. That's my absolute favorite baler for round balers, because I think it's right at the very end here. There we go. The fast bale right here. The reason this is my absolute favoriteest baler is because there's a preload chamber in there, it transfers into there, and then the preload chamber starts loading up again as soon as this one is finished. So the baler is a continuous feed. You just keep going. You don't have to stop to wrap each bale, and that is something that I really, really love. And I don't think the file stuff is got that capability. So I think it's just a standard round baler. I haven't tried it, though, but it does look like that is the case. And then we have got these two bad boys right here. So this one does 125 centimeter bales, and then this one over here does actually do bigger bales up to 150, and you can put in all of the stuff. You can put in... this is just a standard baler here. These, you can put in all the stuff. You can put in straw, hay, grass, chaff, chopped sugar beet, and also total mixed ration. But what it doesn't have is it doesn't let you put in wood chips, which you used to be able to do with a different version of this, although I think that might have been a mod. But what you do is basically this thing unfolds, goes out onto the ground, and then you come up with a trailer and you tip into there, and then it makes them into bales, so you can have various different silages and stuff like that. Anyway, wrapper design. What's the difference on here? With bale on end turner. I see. Right. So basically, if you have the bale on end turner, it's got that option on the on this one as well. Basically, if you're doing steep ground, when it tips the bale out, there, when it tips the bale out, it tips it onto its end so it doesn't roll away downhill. And they've also got some wrappers in with this pack. There we go, we've got 3 wrappers, and the 3 wrappers also have the bale on end support roll. Oh wait, this one doesn't. This one doesn't have the option for tipping the bale out on its end. This one does. Wrapper design with bale on end turner. So yeah, new pack right there, and they've got these bale on end turners, and then there's a couple of grabs as well, and yeah, that's really good. But I added that into the game, and then my game just would not start. So I was pulling my hair out for an hour while I was trying to get it to work. It turns out, I will tell you, so I've got a few little updates. So the reason that didn't work and it crashed my game and it just hung and just stopped was because I've got a lot of mods. I got like 3,500 mods. So it's entirely my fault. And the reason was, it had so many mods that needed to be configured with the new little update with the game, because I added that bit in, it just couldn't cope with it and gave up instead. So what I had to do was drop all the mods into another folder, and then feed them back in like 700-800 at a time, and build up, and then it was able to configure that 700-800 chunk, and then do the next lot, and the next lot, and the next lot, and then everything was working all tickety-boo, and wonderful and amazing. The next thing on my list, I have got some greenhouses over there, and we've got the potato processing plant over there, and over there somewhere. We know that the potato processing, it doesn't have cucumbers, and then the onions disappeared as well, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I mistakenly thought it was the map that was causing that. It was not the map. Now, I would like to say a massive thank you to Khan Wolf, who is a member of the Discord. There's a link down below. There's actually a link to another video. It does actually say Discord this way, or something along those lines. Follow the link to the video. The link for the actual Discord is below that video. I did it like that because if, for whatever reason, the link stopped working, I didn't want to have 1,000 videos with a link that doesn't work. So I just did it to another video. And then if the link stops working, I've only got to go and change one little bit instead of changing 1,000 little bits, or just have lots of links that don't work. And I figured that was a better option. So that's what I've gone and done. Khan Wolf pointed out that the reason that cucumbers and then onions in the last one weren't showing up is probably because we've got too many items. We've got too many options. I've got a lot of factory mods that produce a lot of different things, and he said, could it be that because I've got so many things here, there's only a set number of things that the game can allow, there's a set number of products that the game will allow into it. So if I've got too many, it's just not going to work, and that might be what's doing it. It turns out, bless his soul, he was absolutely right. He was right on the money with that one. So I've deleted several of them. I got rid of like the ammonious hydroxide, whatever it was, and the ammonia, and also there was a tofu one as well that I hadn't used yet. I got rid of a whole load of them, and now the potato processing one is all there. That one's working. Also, do you remember, let me just go into here, and we go to production. Now, I can't actually remember where it is. It's all the way up here somewhere. Yeah, I did keep a soybean factory that makes, I think it's like soybean meal or something like that. So we've got like one soybean thing. I might try and put back in the tofu thing later on if I decide that I want to do beans on a big scale. But do you remember the straw processing? It wasn't working. It had nothing there. It's now working because I got rid of all the extra things. So we can actually use this to put in some, to deal with some of our excess straw if we have excess straw later on. Which I think is absolutely wonderful. So thank you very much to Mr. Khan Wolf for pointing out the error going on there. Then, error number 2 was our larger capacity pallets mod had stopped working. It wasn't doing anything at all. It was not producing larger capacity pallets, and I was really frustrated by this because it meant we're being flooded with egg pallets, and I really didn't want that. Turns out that there is a mod called the Lizard Rumbler Van. Now, I need you to understand it is this mod. And when I went onto the Discord, a lot of people said, yeah, I hate that mod. I got rid of it. It's caused all kinds of problems. The Lizard Rumbler Van. And what it does, the latest update with the Lizard Rumbler Van essentially means that when you unload the thing, it's got some kind of auto load script built into it, but when you unload it, what it does is it chucks the building storage, no active production, nothing. When it empties the Lizard Rumbler Van, it chucks the the stuff out in new pallets. And for some reason, that completely broke the larger capacity pallets mod. Stopped it from working completely. So I managed to figure out, see there, we've got honey now in much larger capacity pallets at 2,000 litres. That's where it's coming out. I've also got my extended version over here of this one. I'm hoping this works, and instead of the smaller one that I had over there, this one now is like 3 times the size. I'm really hoping it should work. I did extend everything evenly and carefully all the way through, so I'm really hoping that works quite nicely. And if you go over here to the honey on this side, that's all disappeared. This is all gone. All the pallets from the chicken eggs have all gone, and loads of other pallets have all vanished as well. That is 100% because of the Lizard Rumbler van. I deleted that mod, all of the pallets just vanished completely. They've gone. Everything has just vanished off of the map. It's really annoying, but at least the mod is gone. So I figured I could add stuff back in. I'm not actually going to worry about it because a lot of it is the chicken eggs and also some of the others. One other thing that I do need to point out is getting rid of that one also broke this, where I've got out of space. Now, I did have this previously. I wasn't quite sure why. Now, materials missing is fine, but it's these where they say out of space, and there's nothing I can do about that. I've tried various different options. It just doesn't work. There is literally nothing I can do about it whatsoever. It will not produce any. It won't even produce it here and then distribute it. It just won't make any at all. So the problem I've got, it's also done the same with our potato processing. We've got materials missing on some of them. But I've got out of space on some of them as well, like the premium potatoes. Now, if I go to the premium potatoes, incoming materials thing there, soybeans right there, I could go and buy. So if I buy right there, it'll say buy 1,000 litres of soybeans. No, I don't want to do that. But if I go to the premium potatoes where it's saying out of space, if I go to buy, it won't even let me do that. There is no way round it. I cannot get round that in any way, shape or form. It will not happen. So that is to do with the Lizard Rumbler van again. It's all down to that one mod. I don't know what that guy did when he made it. I mean, I did message him and say it broke it, and he did, in a little bit of credit where it's due. He did say that with the larger capacity pallets mod, if you rename it and put a Z at the beginning of the name, after the FS22 bit with the mod, when you get the last bit with just the name, if you put a Z in front of it and then save it, it will basically put it at the bottom of your mod list, and then that will be the last thing that alters pallets. So that should be a fix if you really want to keep that Lizard Rumbler van. It should be a fix that will stop the Lizard Rumbler van from overwriting the pallets, because then the large capacity pallets is the last thing on the list, and that should fix it. However, considering what happens when I remove that van from my game, I'm not interested. Yeah, credit where it's due. He did offer some help. He did offer a workaround on that, and that's really good. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. However, I do not like that mod. It's broken everything. A simple transport mod should not have this effect on the game, and I really hate that it has had that effect on this game. So yeah, that one's out and will never come back, not for anything. So I'm going to have to delete this building plus also the greenhouses. I don't know if there's anything else. I don't think there is. They're going to have to be rebuilt. Now, you see these are in part pallets. That's because I've actually gone and modified the files of the potato processing to turn all of these pallets, instead of being 700 litres apiece, I've changed them all to 1,000 litres apiece for there. The greenhouse ones, I've changed those to 2,000 litres apiece, so that it's a bit closer to the mod that we're using. Although I'm actually having those set on distributing anyway, so they'll just distribute automatically to the potato processing. Right, long introduction to this new recording session. I'm going to just clear. Actually, we'll do that first, because I've got to delete now a few things. So I've picked up a load of straw there. I'm going to grab this one. And I'm going to delete the potato processing mod that we've got here, and then I'm going to reload it. Rebuy it, which means that the canola oil, the 126,000 litres of potatoes, the water, all of this other stuff, that's all disappearing, right? We're going to lose the lot because I can't make starch. I'm out of space for starch, and everything in here, in this list, needs starch or fat or something, and we can't have it. Vegetable fat. Actually, vegetable fat, why is that saying... That's just materials missing on that one. Basically, it's going to take too long to try and get rid of everything out of here, so I'm going to have to do it a different way. Unfortunately, we're going to be low on potatoes, so I'm just going to buy some potatoes and do it that way. But I'm just going to load these up right here and then hopefully get the rest. So there's only 700 on those. Any new pallets that come out should be 1,000 litres apiece. If we do get any new ones come out. I don't know if they will be. Any time now. There we go. Right, we got a few potato croquettes coming out, 1,000 litres, but that's it. It's just potato croquettes. Everything else seems to have vanished in there. Again, that's the lizard rumbler van thing. Right? It's 100% down to the rumbler van thing that did that. You can probably detect a little bit of my frustration with that mod. It is incredibly frustrating what has happened, and incredibly annoying, and I really don't like it. So I'm gonna delete this. I'll just buy stuff back in. I'm gonna have to go and get a little bit of money in order to be able to buy it back in, but this little bit here we can take and we can sell. Then the greenhouses over this way, there's the tomato one and the strawberry one, although I think they're actually both set on strawberries at the moment. I can load a little bit of those up, and they've at the moment got, well, they're 500 litres, but the bigger capacity pallets should work on this one now, so if there is anything left in there, it should chuck those out. It'll be the same with the one up here, but because we've now got new things on here, we've got onions and we've got, I think that's actually it. I can't actually put any more pallets in here. We've got onions and cucumbers back, so I mean I had onions anyway, but I'm gonna need another greenhouse for cucumbers. Yeah, I got one pallet down there. I'm gonna leave that one where it is. That pallet can stay where it is. That's just fine. That's Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.